Number 8. Water is leaking out of a bathtub at a rate of 5 gallons per minute. The graph below shows the function. Oh, and this is weird. It jumped lines. F of x equals 50 minus 5x. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and write that 5x up here just so I can see the entire function at once. Okay. That represents the height of the water in the bathtub in gallons after X minutes have passed. What are the domain and range for this function? Oh, it's been a while since we've talked about domain and range. So we want to remember domain and range. Dr. XY needs his ID to go in and out all the time. We have a continual line. There's no breaks in it. It's just a solid line. So that means we're going to have to show everything that is between the endpoints. When we do domain, remember that's like the x-axis. We're talking about how far left and right we're going to go. So we're going to stick the x in the middle, and x can be everything that is between. So we use our less than symbols. And I'm going to put equal to on it because I don't have open circles at the end. It's solid. And we're going to show our very far left number and our very far right number. Domain goes like the x-axis, which is left and right. So the farthest to the left that we go, we're on the x-axis, is going to be 0. This dot up here is next to 50, but these are not my x values. My x value, I'm only allowed to look at these. 0. And how far to the right does it go? 10. So x is talking about left and right. So I'm only allowed to use the numbers on my x-axis. When we do range, range is talking about our y value. So I'm going to put y in the center and use my inequalities to find the very lowest y value and the very highest y value. And y can be everything in the middle, including decimals. So this is what we use for our continuous graphs. And when we do our y values, what we're looking at is our y-axis only. And our y-axis only is going to tell us how low we go and how high we go. So we're going to need those numbers for low and high. So again, I'm only allowed to use the numbers on my y-axis for my range. So what is the lowest I go? Well, my graph goes all the way down here. And again, it's next to the 10, but I'm not looking at my x-axis because I'm talking about range. So this dot, how low is this dot? On the y-axis, that dot goes all the way down to 0. And on the y-axis, the highest it goes is up here at 50. So remember, when you do domain and range, to use the numbers that you're getting from your x-axis and then your y-axis. Number 9. Mary graphed the line shown to the right. What are the x and y intercepts of Mary's line given as a coordinate pair? Remember, whenever you do a coordinate pair or a coordinate, this is looking at x and y. So we're looking at our x and our y values. So the x-intercept is on the x-axis, and so that's going to be this dot right here. And that dot right there, remember when you go x, you're going sideways, and then your y is up and down. So we go to the right 1, and then we don't go up or down, so the number that represents that we're not moving anywhere is going to be 0. And then if you want to double check yourself, because this is going to be a test, you are welcome to get on your Desmos and you can type in the point that you think is correct, 1, 0, and you can see if it comes up in the same spot. And it does. So that means that we got it right. And you can even press label so that you can see the numbers and make the numbers look the same. The y-intercept is going to be on your y-axis. So your y-axis is right here. And so that's going to be down here. This is your y-intercept. And whenever we use our formula, y equals mx plus b, that b stands for your y-intercept. So here we have not just the number -2, but we have to know where to put it. So the same thing, we need to remember that a point is xy. We go sideways first, then we go up or down. So starting at our origin, which is where we're always going to begin, do you go sideways at all to get in line with this dot? No, so that's a 0. And then you go down 2. Down is represented with a negative. And just like we did a moment ago, you can get on your Desmos and you can type in, because this is a test, to make sure you are getting, oh, there we go. We need a 0 and then a comma. You can type in your answer to make sure that you get it right. Your test will be multiple choice on this question, most likely. And if that's the case, you can type them in and you can find the ones that match. And so this one is correct.